Good evening, my MGTOW brothers. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Well, in the spirit of being a clusterfuck, which the stream has turned out to be, Hemi is about 15 minutes late, and he's the one who's planning on reading the MGTOW Manifesto to us. All right. So, what's up, Douglas Edwards? Welcome to the show. Results oriented. Godfather of Ramadi. J.R. Schlitz Malt Liquor. Sam Fisher. Cubing Speed. Sergeant Grinch. Eric Zombro. Spearman. Knight of the Empire. Who else? Sotnar. Rusty Rivers. D-Man. One Fast Stack. Kevin Killjoy. Radical Rafter. That's about everybody. Our Hemi Force Speed.
Happy New Year, brothers.
Happy New Year to you. Hey,
How
Frost.
was your
Megatron.
How was your New Year's? You and your doggy.
Sam and I had a good time. We had a real good time. So, how was yours?
It was good. I spent it with the kids. I'm just on my way home now from them. I'll be home in 15 minutes.
All right.
Sorry, I'm a bit late, but
Yeah.
life gets in the way sometimes, you know.
Shit happens. It's not like we're getting paid.
Oh, I don't like to disappoint.
Okay. Well, you're on now, so you're not really late. You're just not.
I'm here. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not at my position yet.
Okay. And Sergeant Grinch bought you a present, a New Year's present.
Oh, really?
He's getting a Canadian. Yeah, he got you a Canadian copy of the Jack Murphy Cookbook, written in Canadian.
Oh, nice. Recipes with maple syrup, I'm sure.
Right. Absolutely. And cheese curds and gravy. What's up, Frost? Hello, Eric Zombro. I think I already said hi to you, but hello again. Sergeant Grinch. Ah, it's the Slippy side. We're not going to be opening the panel. It's pinned. But we're not going to be opening the panel up until after we get the reading done. And we may have a couple of special guests show up, but I'm not going to promise anything because, like I said when I opened the show, this turned into a sort of a clusterfuck. So we'll see whether or not we have our special guests show up tonight or not. It's been sort of interesting doing the research for this program. I've been talking to some of the OGs. Some of them have responded, and been talking to some people who I consider influential. So you didn't miss anything, Schlitz. We're still waiting on Hemi to get home before we do the reading. And we're going to leave the commentary out. Oh, Sam, don't do that. I'm trying to talk here. Anyways, Sam thinks that we should be playing catch instead of talking right now because the truck's not rolling, and he's like, hey, fat man, get off your
Hi,
ass.
man. Play fetch with me.
All right, Johnny Midnight, welcome to the show.
Are you still in Nashville?
Yeah, I'm not delivering till tomorrow morning. We have a truckload of coats for the Burlington Coat Factory. And apparently they have a distribution warehouse here.
Was there any New Year's celebrations in Nashville last night?
I don't know. I didn't go downtown. Hey, Radical Rafter. They had some people shooting off their fireworks around here, though. I'm out in the country, so there was fireworks and firearms. But pretty calm. Not very many people at the truck stop. I got my laundry done. Got my time reset. The clock is full, ready to roll.
Did you do a big cleaning of your truck today?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I did that on Saturday, but yeah. No, I did that on Sunday, yesterday. Made a couple of shorts. And I don't know if you saw it, but we had 131,000 views last year.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible.
131,000 views, yeah.
I thought nobody watched this shit.
What's up, Southern Fried Nostalgia? And Radical Rafter, welcome. Chaos. Yeah, I didn't make it to midnight either. Hey, Tim. Hey, Outlaw. T-Man 50. My very first sub. Welcome, brother. Oh, the watch hours. What was the watch hours? Emmy, do you remember? Probably about what? 1,000, 2,000 a month, something like that. Brother Tim. I think we have some people here tonight you might want to think about seeing. Anyways.
2,000 watch hours, yes. That was the last
watch
update.
hours a month. Yeah. 2,000 a month. So, yeah. Overall, it was quite a good year for the channel. The world tour just keeps on rolling. And we go through a dead zone on the way to your house, right?
I've passed that.
Okay.
I'm in city limits now, so there shouldn't be any dead zones now.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
So I'm 8-9 minutes from home.
All right. So we'll get there just about when you said. Then it'll take a few minutes for you to get your other computer up and running.
Yeah.
We'll be ready to start. We'll be ready to start running with the reading. Now, I'd like you guys that are watching, if you could start thinking up questions. We're not gonna have somebody come on and monopolize the show tonight. We're just going to be asking questions, and this really is more of a refresher of where MGTOW began. There's a lot of guys out there who haven't ever even read the manifesto. There's a lot of guys out there who are knowledgeable about it and have decided that it's full of all kinds of MRA language and stuff like that, and that we we acknowledge it as a beginning, but it's not how the philosophy has evolved.
Yes.
So clean off my camera. There's other people. We all know the recent unpleasantness who wanted to evolve even further into something that a lot of us don't really want. So, I think from time to time, it's good to get back to your roots.
Well, as Frank says, it needs to be tested.
Yeah.
Keep
Always,
testing it.
always.
Keep testing it.
Yeah, results says he doesn't care if MGTOW is called a philosophy, a movement, or whatever. It's a self-preservation strategy that saved me from monkey fucking my personal life after divorce.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely true about the no marriage, no cohabitation, no kids part of it. Definitely rest in peace, Frank.
Yes. Rest in peace, brother.
Brothers are remembering our lost souls from this year. So have you been drinking your herbal tea and with honey and lemon, getting your voice ready for tonight's reading?
For my voice? No. I have not.
Even JR is commiserating the loss of dear brother Frank.
I should be sitting in front of the fireplace with a smoking jacket, like Masterpiece Theater.
You should. Does Papa Hemi even own a smoking jacket you could borrow?
No, I don't think so.
I bet your mouth the Gape Ape has a smoking jacket.
I smoke in all my jackets.
Okay.
All right. 2 more blocks.
Yay, 2 more blocks. Well, Easter Sunday says he sees a man as a human being in that we are exclusively valued by what we can do and that all our relationships are transactional.
Whew. Seems so.
Yeah. Hey, for those of you who are waiting backstage, we're going to open up the panel after Hemi gets done with the reading of the MGTOW Manifesto. After that, we'll open it up. So if you're hanging out backstage, please don't get frustrated. We're not ignoring you. We're kind of having a structured show tonight, which is different than we usually do. And results oriented is asking Mouse the Gay Babe if he got those coconut cream pies.
RO's a real shit disturber, man. He sure is. Ooh, juicy one.
Oh, hell. I thought I'd fucking muted that. Sorry. I guess I just killed the camera and didn't mute
Just killed the camera. We wanted to see.
No. Yep. Avoid usury. Avoid fuckery. Avoid fucking indentured servitude.
Yeah.
That's what. Oh, apparently Moki Alex is here. A Mile High Ronin is here. Wow. We're
Yeah,
filling
full
up.
house. Full house. For a Monday night, it's a good turnout.
Yeah.
God, you slow poke.
Easter Sunday said he sponsored a video with Sandman last week. It was GTOW. One with the dude breaking through the wall. I'm afraid I don't know what GTOW is. Going their own way without the man? I don't know. MGTOW Finium, welcome, brother. All right, Chaz, welcome. Ian Blades. What's behind Brandon? This is my truck. Would you guys like to see my beautiful truck? Here's where I sit. That's where I drive. I got the blackout curtains. There's where I sleep. There's my dog sleeping on the bed. Huh? Now Sammy got a little trouble today because I pulled out my electric fry pan and somebody had chewed up the fuse box because it has a little fuse
Oh
box.
no! Oh, Sammy!
A $40 chew toy.
Damn it! Plus, it tasted like fucking dinner.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, and MGTOW Outlaws here. We're not going to sing to you today, motherfucker. All right.
Wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Giving up for too long. No serenade for you. Angler.
Good to see you, Angler. Hope all's well. All right.
Kemi has his house.
Yeah,
You all for showing up and sticking around for 15 minutes or 17 minutes while we get ourselves organized.
I'm backing in the driveway now.
All right. Well, you know, for a lot of you guys, it's going to be the first time that you've heard the manifesto in its entirety. So, hey, Dax here. Welcome to the DAC.
Welcome, Dak.
I think it'll surprise some of you that there's some things that aren't included in it and other things that are there that we never thought would be. You know, and then we'll talk about the changes that were implemented about 10 years ago when Hammerhand and Vention started the no marriage, no cohabitation, no children, and how that has affected it. How the old guard, the MRAs and libertarians have pretty much sort of kind of faded away. And we'll try and put our heads together and figure out where MGTOW is going to go in the future. You know, it's absolutely great. The movement is growing. It's not a movement. I keep saying movement. MGTOW is growing. You know, we freaking spaz out on each other, but look at the effects that have happened in the last 3 to 5 years. You know, bridal shops going bankrupt, the jewelry stores going bankrupt, marriage rates in the toilet. But still, the message is not getting through. So what can we do to get the message through to the females? They just keep getting worse and worse and worse. It's not like they're getting better. They're getting worse. So who knows? Is it when's it? What's the tipping point? When when are people going to start actually fucking listening to what we have to say? Because right now, if you look at all the news, it's all feminine side, you know. And the more they push, the more we just say fuck it. You can't reach the women. The only way to reach the women is to give them nothing. Thank you. Hat tip to the Lion of MGTOW. Give them nothing. So, you know, desperation and necessity is the only way to reach the women. They will not, on their own, come to our way of thinking. They're going to have to be forced. Not by, the point of a gun or a fist or anything like that, but by showing them an empty hand. You want what? Here, I'll give you this much of nothing, bitch. Shut the fuck up and get out of my way. I'm going to live my life. That's right. I would much rather spend time with this guy than some cunt. You know why? He wants to be around. He he does for such a small little bastard. He does steal blankets though. Yeah. Johnny has a 3. So does Char. You guys are summoning Saunders. Holy shit. You look out there and you see these giant fucking lists of shit that are requirements for them to fucking have a man. So I'm not going to live up to some fucking bitch's wish list. I don't care. I'm me. If she don't like me for who I am, fuck her. You know? Oh, give Easter Sunday a wrench, of course. Now, I'm going to pop over to YouTube. I have to do that. So my screen's going to go blank for a second.
All right. Everything's loaded up.
Okay. I got everybody wrenched who was non-wrenched. Gosh, Skeleton got a wrench. I was just in there and wrenched him. Or should I say, cubing speed got his wrench again. Who else did I wrench? Wrench somebody else. Wrench somebody else too. Oh, MGTOW Infinium. I wrenched him too. All right. And let's see where else. New comments. Yay! There is the link to the MGTOW Manifesto that Hemi is about ready to read.
Yeah, if anybody wants to read along.
I should copy that. Let's see.
HR.
Well, I'll put it in just a bit. Stream yards out back. Yes, the older ones are, well, absolutely fucking worthless and want more for fucking use Punini and a bad fucking attitude. No. Take care of yourself, you old cunt. Don't want none of that. The
There's
funniest.
an MRA manifesto.
I don't know.
Skelly says, does someone have the MRA manifesto to do a side by side comparison? I didn't even know one existed.
Well, there's a red pill compendium, but it's fucking huge. There's no way we could read it in one night. It's like 300 pages. You're not. Oh, you are shadow banned somewhere, but not here, JR. Oh, Rusty will be around. Yes. Have you guys noticed lots and lots of, well, for lack of a better word, purple pill content hitting into your streams? I'm getting a whole bunch of shit that from people I am not at all interested in. With couples and couple jokes, couples telling jokes. It's pretty pathetic, a lot of it.
Is that YouTube suggesting those?
Yeah, they're like when I in my shorts, like you like do
Right.
you're flipping through the shorts. I see a bunch of that
Right.
crap. You know, yeah, lots and lots of AI voiceover channels. Huge numbers of them. I every one of those I treat as a bot. Johnny Midnight. Purple people means or equals. I get it, but I love pussy too much.
uh, all right. I am set whenever.
All right, you terrorists. Hemi is ready. I'm going
I am
to
ready.
go into silent mode. And without further ado, our great Canadian brother North will read to us the MGTOW Manifesto.
Posted Saturday, February 3rd, 2001. The MGTOW Manifesto. Men going their own way, MGTOW. The goal is to instill masculinity in men, femininity in women, and work toward limited government. By instilling masculinity in men, we make men self-reliant, proud, and independent. By instilling femininity in women, we make them nurturing, supporting, and responsible. By working for a limited government, we are working for freedom and justice. Women having quote unquote other qualities is not interesting to men because we don't need them. Femininity will be the price women pay for enjoying the masculinity of men. This is the aim of men going their own way. By holding this point of view, we are helping other men, and more importantly, we are helping boys grow up to become men. This goal is to take away everyone's, quote, right to vote on other people's affairs, thus rendering it impossible for our political organisms and ideologies to impose their personal will on everyone else. It's not about reinstalling patriarchy, or revoking female voting rights, or making socialism illegal. It might have this as a side effect, but not directly, and not as a political ideology. Only the future will show what happens, and by going our own way, we are preparing men and boys for that future. It is important for men to have a practical approach to implementing our strategies. And we have three main strategies. Strategy 1, instilling masculinity in men by demanding respect for men, serving as good male role models, living independent lives, and fighting chivalry. Strategy number 2, instilling femininity in women. We will hold women equally accountable to men and ignore and shun those who refuse to take any responsibility for their own circumstances. Thus, we induce women to take a complementary position with men instead of a competitive position, as is now the case. The feminine qualities we would want from women: nurturing, supportive, responsible, respectful, and honest. The third strategy towards limited government: in order to be independent of society and live within it, while at the same time work for limiting governmental influence upon our daily lives, men will go their own way, support other men, legally reduce any tax paying, truthfully act out any duties in accordance with their conscience, use any rights to the benefit of other men as well as themselves. It is those three strategies that come together in one: men going their own way. Every man supporting this idea is welcome to use this logo in similar context. The logo being the road sign. What we do as activism, or the way we behave personally, are our main tactics. We'll use a logo which will symbolize the strategy. We'll run one or many websites and fora that promote this. Run one or more websites which tells the truth about feminism. Provide stickers, t-shirts, etc. with various statements such as chivalry is dead, etc. Write articles supporting our product. Produce music promoting our product. Holding international events and local meetings. And establishing men's clubs and boycotting certain products. You will basically be alone doing this. There's no organization supporting you. You just go your own way and do what you believe is right. You are never obligated beyond your own conscience. True masculinity is also about accepting the rights of other men and not letting them down for any short-term personal benefits. The men's movement does actually cover a much larger picture. By instilling masculinity in others as well as yourself, you will actually be improving the lives of everyone, including women and children. If it's not right, go your own way. And take care, brothers. That was what I have for the manifesto.
Thank you very much, Hemi. So,
welcome, Brandon.
There's not too much to it.
No. It's pretty simple.
Yep. And this is what I have to deal with every day. I make the bed, he unmakes the bed. What are you doing, Sam? Why are you doing that?
It's going his own way. You don't like a made bed.
Well, Easter Sunday, do you want to come on, bud? You've got a lot to say. There's a whole bunch of you, that have a lot to say. So, the link is in the channel. It's pinned to the top. Anybody who has something to say should come on the panel. Doesn't matter if you're just on your phone, because, well, that's all I'm on. I've got this fancy headset with these skulls that make me look tough. But other than that, we can deal with you on speakerphone. I just ask that we limit the discussion tonight to the manifesto, and in the beginning, we're going to talk about what has happened since the manifesto. That was 23 years ago now.
Yes, yeah. 2 decades.
There's a lot of guys in the chat saying 2 dickheads, as Frank would say. I miss that guy.
We all do. It has evolved in the past 2 decades.
It has evolved. So we've become focused on the self-preservation points of the manifesto, promoting not really any femininity in women, because like the brothers are saying, it's very hard to do. They've gotten worse. They haven't gotten better. We completely, in that objective, the MGTOW has failed. But I think that it's a slow roll on that, and when times get tough and the bitches are hungry, they'll start fucking turning around. You see more of them, chameleoning their way into pretending to be trad cucks. Trad cons.
Yeah.
We know that they're fucking chameleons, and if you've got fucking 1,000 cocks, and then when you hit 32, all of a sudden you want to wear a fucking polka dot dress and do some baking, yeah, you're still a fucking whore. So
yeah.
All right. So I'm going to open up the panel. It doesn't look like our special guests are going to show up. I just ask that you guys keep it to the mechanics and basic philosophy of MGTOW. Everybody has a story they can tell, but let's keep the personal anecdotes to a minimum tonight. And with that, we have a guy that's been waiting since before the stream even started. So add to the stage. All right, Godfather.
Hey, good evening, Brandon, and man, I can't. The gentleman that read the manifesto, I can't see your name. My screen's cracked. So Hemi?
His name's Hemi.
Okay, well, hey, Hemi, that was awesome reading. Thank
You
you.
see Hemi.
My pleasure.
That's not a remedy.
No, man, hearing that, I didn't even know it existed, let alone that it was around since 2001, and I got married for the first time in 2002.
Is it?
So had I been able to have access to that, things might have turned out a little bit different for me. But I didn't know any better. Just like a lot of guys, we didn't know any better. We just did what we thought we were supposed to do.
Yep.
Go out, you start working, you make some money, you meet a girl, you get married, you have a kid, blah, blah, life goes on.
Do you have any comments relating to the structure of the manifesto?
No, I mean, we still live in a free society, supposedly in a constitutional republic. So why can't we do what we want to do? Manifest destiny. Go forth and do what makes you happy. I mean,
that is true in the United States, but especially for the manifesto, find the three tenets that are developed by Hammerhand and friends to be helpful with no marriage, no cohabitation, no kids, which is a really, really good coping strategy.
Yeah,
to
no,
let you exercise your masculinity.
yeah, but I mean, no, I agree. No marriage, no cohabitation, no additional children if you already have children from a previous relationship, and stepchildren. I'm sorry, those don't count because you don't get to have anything to do with them after that relationship shits the bed. No, man, it's just a shame that because we're trying to protect and look out for ourselves and our best interest, the powers that be don't like that because we don't want to be pay pigs anymore. And sometimes, and I forget the quote, something to the effect of, when tyranny becomes the law of the land, becoming an outlaw is required, or something along those lines. But you get what I'm saying. No, man, fuck that. No, I'm 48 years old, man. I've been married and divorced twice. I'm done. I gave it the office. I'm done. And I did almost 20 years in the military. I'm done.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, and we're going to move on to the next person.
Okay.
Appreciate your
Thanks, Brandon.
input,
Appreciate it.
and we'll see you on the road tomorrow. All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
Godfather.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right. Cubing, otherwise known as Skeleton.
Good night, one and all. Not the greatest
What's
connection,
that,
but
brother?
I'll try to keep it brief. Well, in keeping with the focus of the MGTOW Manifesto, I do 100. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, but
anyway.
leave your microphone going. Sound better.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it brief again. In the one thing about limited government, I like to keep it in the perspective of a simple man's mind. If we just look at all the taxes that were ever laid upon the populations, they've never really taken them back. What was supposed to be temporary ended up becoming permanent. They put it off, and eventually it's just the way things are. They normalized infinite taxation. So of all things, I just want to say limited government is the absolute achievement I'd love to see. Maybe not in this lifetime, but it's a nice dream. That one thing, I would put my very soul to making it manifests in literal reality. Well, the best I could do though, as a MGTOW man, is live the best life I can, do what I could for others that I see struggling, and I actually try. There's a recent fellow that had to suffer through similar problems amongst my peers, and I'm doing what I could. In sometime soon, I believe I'll make up a Rumble account and I'll make a story about it with his permission. But MGTOW is the only way to save men, man. I'm not seeing any other way. That's all I gotta say.
Amen to that. I agree with you 100%. You know, we've seen a lot of sentiment moving in that direction. You know I believe in limiting the amount of taxes I pay. And everybody's getting really fed up at seeing where our taxes are going, whether it's to fund foreign wars or to pay for people who don't work, you know, just to sit around on their butts. You know, in the United States anyway, 60% of our taxes go to fund welfare. 60%, more than anything else. And most of the people on welfare don't need to be on welfare. They're healthy people. But they've gotten into this system, and the system won't let them go because the government loves to grow itself.
It's absolutely frustrating, though, that those people in politics and in high office, they do live in an ivory tower. They all like to preach the idea of sharing equally with everyone, but when you look at a magnifying glass, they're not willing to share their own. So as much as they shout out for more taxation and more welfare and more this and more that, it's communism, and it's killing me because I live next door to Venezuela, and all those Venezuelans could come across right here in Trinidad and they tell us what's going on. I mean, you'd have to have a tongue for Spanish, but at the same time, they don't agree with what's going on in America. But they're absolutely willing to come and reap what benefits they can before it's too late.
Yep. Well, thank you very much, Cubing Speed.
Yep, sure. You gents have a good night. We'll pick up soon.
It's good hearing from you, Cube.
All right.
Yep, Hemi, Roller Dog, y'all have a good night. Later.
Take care, brother.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you showing up. All right. Now, we got a guy, I'm going to take him out of order, but he has got internet problems, but he's on right now. Hello, Easter Sunday.
Man, trying to make sense of the manifesto. You know, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but as far as these things go, I don't believe that men can fix women. Whatever's going on with women, with the smartphones and the social media and the validation, that's their demons to slay. But we can make better men. I just hope that men everywhere practice stoicism. That means just having control of your feelings, because if you don't, then somebody can control you. And the other thing is the boys. At some point, boys need to be taught how to be men, and that's not a natural thing. And every boy needs a rite of passage where he's tested, you know, and he knows what he's made of. And if we have these two things, I think over time we could build a better society. But I don't really know what can be done now because, man, it's like the demon is there. It's everywhere. It's kind of scary. And it's there. But anyways, those are just my main points. But thanks for reading out the manifesto, man. I really appreciate that, Mr. Trueblood. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you, Easter. And I completely agree with you. It's almost hopeless for the women. Absolutely. They did not in 2001 anticipate that it would be as easy as or easier than fucking ordering a pizza to dial some dick up on the fucking phone that they're carrying in their hand.
It is. And you know what? I don't get angry at women for this because we all have our foibles as human beings. And validation is everything to women. And it's just difficult. You know, I mean, if that's your thing, it would be like if just porn was in your face 24/7. Excuse me for saying it, but in this case, you're a woman where you can get validated no matter what you're into, no matter how bad or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm out there eating babies. Well, there's somebody out there that'll tell you, hey, you're wonderful for eating babies. And it's not just like for their physical appearance. Women can get validated to everything, and they validate themselves into basically sabotage and destroying their own relationships. Right now, they can get away with it because they're financially compensated. But even as that changes, I don't think that's going to stop them from basically cheating. And it's just they can't resist the temptation. And without the monogamous relationship at its core, it's very difficult to hold the construct of a nuclear family together. This poly, whatever it is not going to cut it. And we're going to pay a very difficult price as society. I don't see us escaping this fate either.
No, not until something drastic happens. And the way we communicate is going to have to change. You know, back in the day, the women used to police themselves.
Yes.
And they don't do that anymore.
No, they do not. In fact, the moms are out there teaching the daughters just how to be even worse than they are. That's the most astounding thing about this. It's insane. And but you know, Brandon, honestly, I'm not so much worried about the women as all of these men, young men that are coming over the border right now. And they're primarily young men of fighting age. And we have this whole generation of young men that are listless and they don't know what to do, man. And it's like, man, you better get on your P's and Q's, because a lot of those dudes, they're going to conscript into the military. And when they roll out and they have to enforce whatever the government wants, they're not going to have any immediate contacts or roots to anything they're dealing with, which means they might be capable of some very atrocious things in the not so distant future with the way rhetoric's going. So yeah, it's just, guys got to help each other out. But man, that happens on a local level. It's like, you can't go online and do that. It's like, you kind of have to just be out in your community, just looking out for, you know, other dudes out there and your brothers and your friends, you know. And that's the hard thing, is it's a juxtaposition, and that this is how the message is spread. But the only way it really pays off is when it's used outside of this medium. That's just my opinion on it as far as the philosophy. And where it really pays out is when you like take like your son, or, you know, you've got a brother and you help him out in real life, and it's there, and it's not this online. Like, we can exchange ideas, but I think it really pays off towards betterment of society when we do stuff that's, you know, the way it used to be when we did police ourselves, men and women, you know, but especially when.
Yep. I've tried to at least give the young man an example of what it's like to work every day. Get up, no matter what, just go out and do it. Don't complain, just fucking do your job and move on with your life, you know.
Well, what else are we valued for, man? I mean, it's like, you know, I'm sorry, I don't care if you're a dude. No one's going to care about your feelings or what you look like. You're not a woman. You know, you're valued for what you can do for people. And the more you can do for people, that's why every time I see Thump or One Fast Dak, you know, I would say be like those guys, because, like, okay, I'm an asshole and I can play guitar, whatever, but those guys can freaking make gasoline. They can strip apart engines. They can freaking build shit, you know? If you're that guy, you're never going to run out of fucking opportunities and fucking ways to advance in life, you know? I mean, those are the guys that fucking got it. And that's, you know, that's honestly my 2 cents. So if you guys are listening, hey, if there's young men, I'd say if you want to be like somebody, be like fucking that, because they'll know how to take care of themselves. And if they're even feeling generous or charitable enough, maybe even a few people around them, and they'll teach them, you know, what the hell to do. So.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I know Dak's in here tonight.
So, right on, man. Well, anyways, that's all I got. I don't want to capitalize your whole thing, but man, thanks for reading the manifesto. And hey, Brandon, God bless, man. You have a good night, sir.
God bless you too, Easter.
All
Bye-bye.
right, thank you.
All right. We have Outlaw. Welcome, brother. And Outlaw is, well, he must be playing with his yogurt gun.
He put a private message, be right back. So I guess he's not back yet.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll bring in Moki Alex.
Hey,
And
Brandon.
Outlaw, we'll just have to wait.
Oh yeah. Hey, Brandon. Like
What's up,
why
Moki?
it's going good. I think I'm going to do my finance, but like
God.
it gonna think I got a feeling that like DFM say like about the government some people just want be taken care of, which is fine, but do it do it with do it right there, like don't connect don't nationalize it, don't make it big. And the cause, forget you know what I mean by cause, the
Yeah.
cause, yeah, like the Muslim, the Africans and the Mexicans in the Western countries, and it look like gonna be taken over
Okay.
because we a bunch of pussies,
Hmm.
like us Western people, are a bunch of pussies, and we need to admit that now. We
Well,
failed
yeah,
our
but that's
fall.
kind of outside the realm of MGTOW, Moki.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm not saying this because them the make that want to do their own thing. The thing is it getting worse. Some of the boys I meet neurotic, girls neurotic. Oh my god, they look so
What are you talking
like
about, dude?
I know, huh? Like the boys, the boys like weird. They come up with the weird now. They know how
They're
to,
soft.
yeah, soft. They don't have a conversation. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like hey, they want you to mentor them, and like guys, like I don't going to like if you want to make joint family, some people have to die because
They're getting gay?
yeah, they getting gay too.
Dear.
They
Well, Moki,
yeah,
what are your thoughts on the manifesto and
okay.
the points of the manifesto?
So that's it's trying to restore the patriarchy basically and make a government small. But the government don't want to do that shit. The Marxists, the cathedral, you name it, the evil
Yeah.
people trying to destroy the nuclear family. That's all I have to say, I guess.
Oh man.
Yep.
Oh.
All right. So, Moki, did you see the short that I made for you today?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Moki, and we're going to move on now. We've got Outlaw here. So, do you have anything further to add? Where do you see MGTOW? Is there any further amendments or not amendments? Is there anything you'd like to add to the MGTOW philosophy?
Maybe what do you call it? Not the bent rule kind of thing. The bent rule, if anything. You know what I mean by that, right? The bent rule?
No, I
Mike
don't
Pence?
know what you mean by that.
Or Mike Pence,
Oh, the Pence rule. Yeah.
I would add those rule, don't be alone with a
Yeah.
woman, especially if you know she like the woman that falsely accused or
Yeah.
want to set you up,
To me too, yeah.
Me too, you want to set you up,
Yep.
stuff like that.
Well, that's definitely something to think about. That's a well thought out suggestion.
That's all.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Moki, and we're going to move on to Outlaw now.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? You guys hear me?
Not much. Yeah, we can hear you.
Heck yeah. Sorry about that. I had to take a little pit stop before I got on. Nature called. But anyway, yeah, sitting back and listening to Hemi read the manifesto here, several thoughts came to my mind. The first, the men who wrote the manifesto understood that the answer is not going to come through the government fixing this. It's going to come through us being men, first and foremost. And what does that entail, right? It means you have responsibility to yourself, right? You got to take care of number one first and foremost, and then everything else follows. See, but it's fascinating sitting back and listening to this and taking it all in for sure. You guys have anything?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just, you said you had several thoughts, so I was just
Yeah.
letting you go.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they understood that government is not going to be the answer to solving what we're dealing with currently in the culture. Because the government is the reason that we're here in the first place. They're meddling in our personal affairs is the reason we're here in the first place. And, so it's going to have to come through men. Men built this system. Men built the laws. They built the very government that's taking advantage of us. So, yeah, it's going to come down to us understanding that we have a duty, we have a responsibility to ourselves. When we get self in line, then everything else falls in line, right? But in the meantime,
I think that's why they put in the whole limited government part of it, because they saw what was happening. They saw what had happened over the last 20 years from their point of view, from the late 1970s up through the early 2000s. It was, the seeds of what has been happening since then were planted.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, you have a duty to yourself. Be true to thyself, right? Like I said in my videos, you are the starting point to all of this. If there is no you, there is no family, there is no nothing, there is no goals, there is nothing to this. So, that's why we encourage you first and foremost. It's about you. So, men, we have a duty to ourselves. Be true to thyself, right? So, yeah, good thoughts, man.
Yep. Very much so. Smurf, you're welcome to call in too if you want, brother.
Yeah.
And
guys.
any of the rest of y'all too. I'd like to hear from as many people who want to, contribute as possible. It's not going to be real long tonight, but this is our chance to speak up and let them hear what terrorism's all about.
Yeah, guys, please call on in, man. Yeah, definitely. I'd love to hear some other people's perspectives on this.
Yeah.
Don't let me take up the conversation.
Oh, we're not. I'm just about ready to. I'm giving you ample chance to express all your thoughts, and then we're going to move on to Sam Fisher, who's been patiently waiting.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. But appreciate it, guys, and I will now go back in the chats and
all right,
let these other guys have a chance. Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Outlaw, and you'll see that everybody's been singing to you. Even though we didn't serenade you today, we'll serenade you tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.
Welcome, Sam. What are your thoughts on the manifesto?
How's it going, True Blood? I just want to come on and say I think I agree with Cubing. Is that the one of the most important of our tenets and one of the most important things we should focus on should be to move towards limited. That really is what pushes this agenda, and that's where all the resources come from that are brought to bear against us and our fellow men. I think that instilling masculinity in men starts with convincing men that what they have been taught is not masculinity, but in fact, actually kind of the polar opposite in a lot of ways. And, that starts by getting our message out. And, that's another thing that stands in the way of our message is that big over-bloated beast commonly known as government. And it's a detriment, not to just men and women, but children and men and women from other countries as well as here in America. It's infected the rest of the world too. So
it has.
Oh yes, and I'd like to just point out that I see the MGTOW philosophy becoming ubiquitous, literally everywhere. I ran into a couple of dudes today on the way back from a grocery store getting some energy drinks before coming back home, wearing the MGTOW going your own way street sign shirts. I don't know where they got them, but they were wearing them, two of them walking. So, and that's a first for my area.
That's great.
Just thought I'd.
That's great.
Yep. It brought
hello?
a smile to my face. I waved
hello?
to them. I waved to them, but I don't think they seen me. They were across like the parking lot heading back out. So.
All right. Well, that's fantastic,
Outside.
man. I agree with you. Limited government is something. I always say don't feed the beast, and I kind of lump feeding the government, feeding the females, promoting, sloth. People just sitting around sponging on, the parasites that fucking infest our society. Politicians.
Like my ex.
Yeah, your ex and all of her sisters and all of the useless government programs that,
right.
That they're screaming and clamoring for.
People who can work,
but mostly
would rather suck off this government teat.
Our oppressors. Our oppressors are the ones that I really don't want to feed. People who are paid to actually fucking actively work against us, and we've got a huge uphill battle. We've got to fight a propaganda war against these people, and they have lots and lots of resources we don't have. So, guys wearing T-shirts.
That is correct.
It's fucking great. That's a great way to fucking go about it.
I was just going to say, it looks like to me from my end, it looks like the tides are starting to turn on that propaganda war. So I thought I'd just put that out there. I thought everyone might like to know that. It brought a smile to my face. So, but I'm going to fuck off and give someone else a chance to talk. You gentlemen have a good night. Hemi, thanks for the reading. True Blood, thanks for hosting. Take it easy, gentlemen.
Thank you, Sam, and have a good night.
Have a great night, Sam.
All right. And everybody's favorite dog. Hello, Aro.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. How's everyone doing?
Doing great. What are your thoughts on the manifesto, sir?
My thoughts on the manifesto was it served as a catalyst for continuing discussion, and that those discussions evolved into specific realms like female nature, the statistics of what happens to men in family court when marriages fail, child custody issues. I think the manifesto just served as a catalyst for us to talk about things, and it didn't demand that those discussions and conclusions be specifically labeled MGTOW issues. We just kind of took the ball and ran with it. And, the older guys like us on the panel right now are trying to uh, warn the younger guys that, hey, you might want to think twice about doing this, that, or the other, because here's the reality. Here's what we've been through. And I think it's just been a catalyst for a lot of really, really good, useful discussions that have benefited a lot of men, myself included. And that's pretty much my 2 cents on the subject.
Well, fantastic. I appreciate it. I hope you had a happy new year. And where do you see us in the future?
I think simps are going to continue to simp, and women are going to continue to capitalize on it. And a small minority of us in the corner are not going to fall for it. And whether or not they take notice of it, and I think they have, time will tell.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And
Yes, sir. Good night, and Happy New Year to all the brothers.
Happy New Year to you, RO. I'll see you on the road tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Take care,
All
Earl.
right. Now we have MGTOW Infinium. Welcome, sir.
Hello, my brothers. And I'm glad to be in the company of such great brothers. And Hemi, that was a great read. And Brandon, thank you for what you're doing. And I agree with everybody that has spoken beforehand. And I'll just add that for me, the manifesto is a manifesto of our dignity and the restoration of our dignity, which was robbed from us by womanism, by feminism. And it is also, to me, a manifesto of our self-governance, of who we are. You know, that no women, no womanism can govern us and dictate our lives, you know what I mean? And basically, although the concept and the construct of MGTOW started out as not a philosophy, it is now a philosophy which can be embraced by men worldwide. And it is also not only a manifesto of our dignity being returned to us, it is also a manifesto of our peace. All these things have been robbed from us, from we men, our peace, our dignity, our rights, and the manifesto itself is a groundwork of the restoration of those things that have been robbed from us. And so that's why I see the MGTOW philosophy, as it is now known, going. It is getting to the state where it is critical mass, and it is to the point now that men who are serious about their freedom are given a choice: do I simp again, or do I walk towards my freedom? And the choice before them, in terms of simping, it's easy to simp and it's hard to be a free man. And that's what in my opinion, the MGTOW philosophy is doing, is giving men that choice. Do I do the hard thing and go after my freedom, or do I do the easy thing and be a simp and take the consequences of being a simp? And so that's why I see things going. And I in certain cases I am greatly encouraged. In certain cases I see simps, just headed towards the destruction, and just going on, because you see these thoughts out there, and they're doing all this stuff, and they have thousands of views and subs and stuff like that, and that's only because of simps doing that. You know what I mean? And
Well, to reinforce your point, Alexander the Great said, "A hero dies but once. A coward dies every day." That's the difference between going out and fighting for your freedoms and, going, "Oh, yes, dear," getting along to get along, you know?
that's
You're
true.
absolutely right, Infinium.
That's
Absolutely
true.
right.
It is I look at it like this. I rather stand up for my freedom, and if I had to die doing so, I'd rather do that. And I just look at that. It's better to be free, in my opinion, than to be a simp and be a slave, because a slave will never know what it is to be free. And I know in my case, it is something that I deal with every day. You get the calls to compromise yourself and to go back and to do what you need to do, and it is very hard, but again, it is well worth it. It is well worth it to stand up, and I would encourage men that are looking at the philosophy and saying, well, that's not a way for me, to really look at what's happening to you. You do not have your freedom if you're a simp. You will never have your freedom if you're a simp. There is no way for you to have your freedom if you're a simp. The only way you can have your freedom is to stand up for yourself and say that I will not submit to this stuff. I will not compromise myself. I will not submit to the things that are being done to me, and stand up, and quite frankly, sometimes it means the loss of everything, your family, your friends, the people that you thought were your friends, everything. It means that, but you have your freedom. And I know for myself that the freedom that I have, maybe if I'm standing alone with that, that's the best thing that I could ever have as a man. Again, our dignity has been taken from us. I mean, it has been truly stripped from we men. And this year I see as a type of retaking and reclaiming of what was ours, what was always ours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that you have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for who you were created to be. You were created to be a man. You were created to be a leader. You were created to be a builder, or all types of things. That's what we were designed as, not to be slaves, not to be, put down and kicked to the curb. And you look on the TV, it is criticism everywhere you look. We were not created as that. And see, that's why I see the Manifesto as a beginning of the restoration of who we are as men. And that's where we have to look at these things and look at where we are going. Because, again, the MGTOW philosophy itself, it is taking us to where we should have been in the first place, our freedom. And it's giving back what we lost, what was taken from us, what the government took from us. All these things, it is restoring those things. And that's what we need to understand. And I see a lot of simps, who criticize the philosophy, and they say, it's for losers and everything. But I will say to you, my brothers, the MGTOW philosophy is for the men who are winners, who know how to do what they need to do, who know how to govern themselves, who now know how to get out there and do what needs to be done. Those are the winners. Those are the ones who are actually making change. You know, you may not see the change come in our lifetimes, but we, my brothers, are laying the groundwork for change in the next lifetime, at least. That's what I would say. And you know, I again, I just thank you, my brothers, for what you all are doing. We all have a part in this, and you know, it is a wonderful thing that we can all, as brothers, you know, pay the groundwork for those who come after us to, you know, so that they can be free. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, so I just, you know, that's the way I feel. And I you know, with that, you know, I guess I'll jump off. But yeah, you know, it's not easy. You know, it is not easy, you know, but for those who are listening and those that are kind of wavering, should I go after my freedom or should I be a simp? You know, go after your freedom. Go after your freedom. And it, you know, it is something that you will not regret. And by going after your freedom, you are not only standing up for yourself, you are setting an example for other men who are wavering, who are or you know, having question, can I have my freedom? You go after your freedom and you set an example for the next man. You know, you talk to a friend that's saying, look, I'm questioning about the MGTOW philosophy. Is this a good thing? Tell him the truth. Tell him what is going on in this society and that he will never be free as a slave. Tell him those things. You know, explain to him. And if he rejects you, so be it. If he accepts you, so be it. But let your light shine as a MGTOW man, and let your worth be shown as a man, because that's what's going on. It is the restoration of our dignity, our worth, our masculinity, everything that makes us up as men. That's what's being done. And see, that's what we, all of us, I'm talking to myself, we need to understand. That is what is going on. It is the restoration of who we are as men, and it's not something that's a fad or, you know, a counteraction to we not being able to go to a gym because of the thoughts being there. This is actually something that is crucial to who we are as men. It is the restoration of who we are as men, how we should be viewed as men, how we should be treated as men. These are the things that are going on, and that's what we need to see, all of us. And again, I'm speaking to myself, you know, because it's not easy. It is not easy, but you know, that is what is going on, and that's what is crucial, you know, to not only our community, but those men who are out there that are not free and that are seeking their freedom. That's why we have to do what we need to do. That's why we have to be who we are as MGTOW men. We have to stand up for ourselves, and we have to stand up for those men who are seeking their freedom but are not free. And that's why this is important, you know, and that's what I'm sorry, man. I'm kind of going on.
You're doing great, man. Everybody's really appreciating your comments. And I'd like to add another thing. It's going to seem like you're alone out there, but you're not. You're not.
Yeah.
You are not alone. There are thousands, millions of us.
Yeah.
And you know, there's places where you can come, where you can talk, or just hang out.
Yeah.
And you know, there's more and more creators every day who are putting their stuff out, whether it's on
Yeah.
YouTube or other channels. And we have a tremendous group of fellas out there who feel the same way you do. You are not alone. You're not
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know, you're these feelings that you have of being oppressed,
Yeah.
and you know how light you've just been lied to about
Yeah.
so many things, starting with Santa
Yeah.
Claus and just going on from there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we have to understand that who we are as MGTOW men, that is the true reality. And what we came from, the slavery, the being told that we're dumb, being told that we're idiots and everything, that we had to follow after women, that women created everything, that is a false reality. That is the reality that needs to be dismissed. And the reality of who we are as MGTOW men, that is the true reality. We deserve our dignity. We deserve our just being treated right. Just being, treated like we're not treated in a manner that we're not, wallets and a meal ticket. We're more than that. We're more than
No,
that. We are beyond comprehension if you look at it. Because again, there are men out there that are on oil rigs, that are drilling and doing stuff, and it's keeping this society running. There's no women that can do the stuff that these men are doing. There are men out there that there are men in the army, all these types of things that are going on. And again, these men, you will never hear about them, but yet we have a society that will dismiss them, that would tear them down, that would do all types of things to them and say that they are not men, and that is not right. And see, that's what I say that the MGTOW philosophy is doing. It is restoring what we should have had in the first place, and that is first of all our dignity and our worth as men. And with that, my brothers, I'm gonna jump off, because I'm gonna get on start pontificating and stuff, and I don't want to take control and stuff like that. But
well, you've
but
been doing such a great job. You scared off Johnny Midnight.
oh no, I didn't want to do
He
that.
was like, "Man, how can I follow this?"
Oh no, come on, come on. It's I just look at it. I'll just say this again. I just thank God I'm a MGTOW. I know that God did that. And I know that part of the reason of what I'm doing is that I have a sense from God. I need to go and help men to show them that they can be free. Because look at it this way. As a Christian man, I can't even go to a church and get the truth. I can't even do that. I can't even. If I go to church, they will tell me that I have to go get married. I have to take care of a single mother. I have to do all this type of stuff, and that is just BS. And see, that's what I'm saying. We men, we can't go anywhere. We can't go to any. Or I'll put it this way. I went to what we have is a Jason's Deli in my area, just to eat alone and everything. And I sat in the booth. And one of the things I noticed is that even when women are with men, they will monitor you. And so what will happen to me is that in the booth in front of me, the woman will come and she will come with a man and she will sit facing me. And then I noticed that a woman will come with her man and she will sit facing me. And so I'm having two women monitoring me, with their men. And see, this stuff is going on. And see, that is, first of all, is disrespectful to their men and it is disrespectful to me because I just went there to eat alone and to be in peace. And see, all of these things are going on in this society, which are disrespectful to men, which are tearing men down. I've been, I've been in places and I see the women hugging their men and they're looking at me, checking me out while they're hugging their men, hugging and kissing their men. That is disrespectful to both me and the man that she is with. and this stuff needs to stop. And see, that's what I'm saying. It is on every level of our society. We are disrespected. We have no dignity. We have nothing. And what was it? That guy that I think it was an athlete or something. It was a couple of weeks ago. His woman was chasing him and trying to attack him and everything. He goes to court, and it's clear evidence of what she was doing, and yet he's still guilty. And so all of this stuff is going on. And that again is what the MGTOW philosophy is doing. It is bringing correction to those things, and I would say forcibly, because what it's doing is causing men to walk away from what is being done, and it is cutting off all these things. Like again, I know you guys mentioned the wedding industry. It is multiple levels of things that are going down because of that. And see, that's what the MGTOW philosophy is doing in terms of restoration, is forcibly causing these things to happen, and is giving the feminist plantation state kind of an ultimatum that if you do not stop, we will let you die. That's what's happening. And they cannot accept that. And I'll just say, in my opinion, it is far beyond too late for women and womenism and stuff. It is far beyond. They'll go down dying. They'll go down dying and fighting, but they're not going to turn around. And so that's why, again, we men should keep on stepping towards our freedom, because they're not going to turn around. They're not going to stop. They're going to let things go down. You know what I mean?
I do. And you have said some tremendous things tonight, but I think it's time for us to move on with we're kind of stacking up. There's a bunch of guys wanting to get on.
Okay.
So I'd love to have you come back and talk for hours. So if
I know. I don't want to take
that'd
control.
be great. No, just come back I'm on all the time.
Okay. I sure will. But thanks for having me,
tomorrow
man.
or the next day. I'll have you any other time. But we're gonna move on to Brother Sulaco. I hope I didn't murder your name.
No, you did
Hello.
not. Formerly Lord Jim, now Sulaco. Because Lord, there is only one Lord. How are you going? Happy New Year, gents.
Happy New Year to you. How's
New Year,
Australia?
Jim.
Yeah, all good, man. Everything is all right so far, so good. My car was in an accident, total loss, but hey, here I am. I'm unharmed, so that's a good day to start.
Yep. So what are your thoughts on the MGTOW Manifesto?
I have no idea what manifesto is. I know what the principle, like what the idea in principle is, which I agree with actually, which I think is, I mean, people have all sorts of ideas, but I think in its core, we can easily surmise that this is a strategy of self-preservation, the instinct of men which kicks in to ensure our own survival. So I'm not MGTOW. I would call myself like FIGTOW or DIGTOW, which is fathers going their own way, because I've been married and I've got 3 kids. So yeah, but philosophically speaking, yeah, I would qualify for that kind of lifestyle. But I just don't like labels, to be honest. But if anything, it's like my thing is to work for my children and myself. So, and I work for myself because children are there. If I didn't have kids, I wouldn't have to work so hard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. If you want to go back to about 20 minutes into the broadcast, Hemi read the manifesto in its entirety. It's not that long.
Is it? Oh, okay. All right. I'll have a look. Yeah. I'll have a look.
And
Or maybe
that's
I
what
can just Google it.
the topic of the show is tonight is the MGTOW Manifesto and
So
our thoughts on
who wrote
where
this?
we came.
Who wrote
There, the guys who wrote it are unknown.
Several.
They
Okay.
came
Yeah, well,
as
that's all right.
they
Yeah.
presented themselves as Mr. Pink, Mr. Orange, Mr. Blue, Mr.
Okay.
White.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the basic philosophy is that of self-preservation, because how the laws are like misandrist, clearly and very, very clearly and unapologetically. So men are perfectly within their rights. In fact, it's incumbent upon us to ensure we go our own way to ensure our own safety and survival. So, and that's it. We don't need to, be apologetic at all about it. And I don't think we are. And that's how it should be.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's very interesting to see how the so-called right wingers, traditional and conservative men and women are now, they're talking ad nauseum and hysterically. Oh, if men don't keep walking away, what will become of society? Why would I, as a man, be interested in saving a society which demonizes me and destroys me? I don't need to.
Well, you're not
I
alone in that. You're
absolutely, I absolutely, yeah. Which is I'm seeing more and more stuff pop up even on Facebook, and YouTube is full of that stuff. That Daily Wire that Jordan Peterson joined and Ben Shapiro et al. Like they're like nuts, and I can see now why and how conservatives can be sometimes more dangerous than the leftists, because they're demanding from men, unsuspected men, if you don't get married, you don't have a family, there is no meaning to life. Taken alone, that's true, but not when the next step after having a family is total annihilation of the man. No, it's not the best. But they
yeah.
choose to ignore it. Like there's a massive blind spot, advertently or inadvertently, is irrelevant because the final outcome is the same: destruction of men, of well meaning good men. And nobody cares. So I don't care if that's what they want us to do. No.
Yep. I have to. There was a Mr. Pink.
Hmm.
Mr. Pink was the guy that was the money man. Mr. Pink was the dude that paid for a bunch of the stuff in the beginning.
Hmm. Okay.
Char as Noble said he didn't think there was a pink, but yes, there was a pink.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything else which is in that manifesto which I'm not,
Well,
I did not, I think,
you kind of go back and watch it, and you can
yeah,
come
I'll do
back,
that. Uh,
or you can read it because I think we
I can
posted the
read
link
it.
in there
Yeah.
again.
Is it? Oh, yeah, yeah. Please, please, please. That would be awesome.
Okay.
I can just quickly read it. Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, it's very short.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
easy. We can do that.
if one of you brothers could post the link in there, and we'll move on to our next guest, Red Pill
Yeah,
in the Wind. Thank you very much for coming in, Salako.
you're welcome.
I've been basically living MGTOW for at least 5 years. No cohabitation, no marriage, no children. You know, I saw after my mom died, my dad became a single father, and after seeing my sister, she was a boxer. She enjoyed boxing, martial arts. So when your student comes into school with a black eyes from something, and it automatically these people will jump to conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind the evidence of you having a necklace saying golden gloves, with two golden gloves around your neck. Never mind you coming in with a gym bag with boxing gloves or martial arts equipment or martial arts gi. They automatically jump to conclusions. And when my dad was put through the system, it destroyed him. It destroyed him. You know, he's reeling off of losing his wife, losing his mother, losing and his son's going through some things. Everybody's going through things, and then you run him through the system. It destroyed my dad. It destroyed my dad's health. and it has long lasting effects even to this day within my family. Like at 16, I lost the house I grew up in. You know, I lost a significant portion of wealth because that principle ran my dad through the system. Dad was a carpenter, couldn't find work. All the stuff he couldn't find work because of all the system, because he got ran through the system. Nobody wants to hire somebody who's going through some family stuff. And we lost a significant. That was literally a 3-story house with a basement. We had that had a it was a basement. It wasn't tall, but it had a basement. It had a cold storage. We had our own washer and dryer. You know, we had we literally had a garage, a washer and dryer, all the bells and whistles, all the workings to keep our household functional. We had a laundry chute, you know, like to make things easier. There was so much that we lost that with so much value that like it literally knocked the household down, knocked my family down a significant amount.
Yeah.
If I were to look at that house to sell that house today, fixed up, it would sell for at least 500,000 today. You know.
Yeah.
The thing is, and that's one of the reasons why I will literally do my best to follow the MGTOW Manifesto. You know, I may not be able to read it verbatim, but I can at least live it. I will live it to the best of my ability. And if it just so happens that they try that it's about to collapse, oh well. I've seen like you shouldn't you traumatized, you destroyed my wealth, you traumatized me, you destroyed my wealth, my potential wealth that it could have been passed down to me, but you know you destroyed everything. So why in the world? Yeah.
And it's like 10 million other times during your generation, during my generation, during the following generations. That story has been repeated over and over and over again.
Yeah. So why am I gonna have a family, start a family with just building the things that I've been trying to get? I'm not even close to where I was at 16. That's the part that hurts the most. I'm not even close to where I was at 16. You destroyed me as well. That's trauma.
Yeah.
There's some things that I will never know about my father that it's just what it is. So I'm not angry, I'm not bitter, I'm not mad. I accept the fact that there's some things that I will never know. There's some things that the lessons that I'm gonna have to learn the hard way. But I at least got some. I'm able to use something as a stepping stone. You know, I was able to get something. But when they try to, when you like, you can't tell me that you can't tell me to get married and have a family and find somebody because I'm like,
oh, nobody here is going to tell you that.
Right. And it's like, what for? I mean, like the government can try and says, "Oh, we need more kids. We will give you incentive to have a family." I'm like, you ain't got the freaking cake. You don't got the cash flow, nor it doesn't benefit me. What does it? It doesn't benefit me.
No, it doesn't benefit men at all.
Right, and and on top of that, I have a sister. And you know what I use? It's beneficial to me to keep her with me because it keeps other women away. it's beneficial to keep my sister with me, to keep the house as full as possible, because it keeps other women away. You know, I like I said, if somebody moves out, I'm bringing another one of my friends in, because I want to keep the house as full as possible, so that there's no way that anybody would want to be anywhere associated with me.
Yep.
Because the second there's an empty room, that's when they start getting interested. You know?
Yep. They're looking at you as a resource, man. That's it.
Right. And that's why I keep my sister with me. Because can't look at me as a resource if the house is full.
Yep.
And everybody got their own room. And the only time you want to sleep on the couch, the only time you sleep on the couch is just when you want to, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That drove actually, I never spent the night on the couch. My first ex-wife tried to do that a couple of times. Like, nah, I'm not going on the couch.
For me, it's like I like sleeping on the couch for naps, you know, for like afternoon naps, you know.
Yeah. No,
That's
for me, it's my my lazy boy. But yeah, I know what you mean.
but it's like, what is the incentive? I would actually, if the government sat me down, if the FBI would have come, because I'm pretty sure the FBI is going to come out my door and eventually.
Oh yeah.
But if the
They'll
FBI
come at you. They'll come at you and me through our Class A's.
for a Class A's,
Yeah, our license.
yeah. But what they going? What, like, it doesn't make no sense. So why do they want to go come on at me for my Class A?
Well, if they want to fuck with you.
All right, okay. Yeah, they're gonna come at me and like says, okay, what do you want? It's gonna be, what do you want? No, I mean I explain them to them. It takes too much energy to hate. I mean, I'm just accepting the fact that they're gonna just do they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do over here. You know,
Yep.
I mean, it's just what it is. It's like I accept the fact that they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I mean, I'm not mad at a lion not for snapping against the gazelle's neck and then eating it. It's hungry because the lion
Yeah.
got to eat too.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna interact with the wildlife. I was told not to engage the wildlife, and you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna engage with the wildlife. We ain't nothing, like I
Yep.
said, we ain't nothing but animals ourselves. So the thing
All
is,
right. Well, Wind, I'm going to
yeah,
be on the road again tomorrow, but I think we have come to the end. We had Dak in here, but he dropped out. If there's
sounds
any other brothers who want to jump on, that's great. If not, thank you all for coming. And remember, no marriage, no cohabitation, and no new kids. That will protect you against usury.
yep,
And the no new children, that'll protect you from getting into, indentured servitude, which is also what alimony is as well. But
yeah.
child support's the big one. Child support's the big one. So
They're
peace
trying
out,
to
brothers.
peace out.
Emmy, you got anything to add?
Absolutely not.
All right. And
Great
I
stream.
love each and every one of you. No homo. So we'll see you on the
Happy New
road
Year to
tomorrow.
every one of you.
I get
Happy
unloaded
New
about
Year.
8, so I should be streaming about 8 or 9, depending on when I get my new load. Y'all have a good one.
10
See you
4.
then.
Good night. And Happy New Year's.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
I'll send you a text.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
10 4. Bye.